I feel like you're getting some big emotional rewards coming to you in a very good way as well. And I feel I was getting this for Capricorns. I was also getting this for Virgos. I did the Virgo reading two signs before this. And I feel like for a lot of you earth signs, it is heavily about financial rewards as well as emotional rewards, okay? This outpouring of emotions in a very positive way. So I definitely see that for across the board for all the earth signs where, you know, like if you've been diligently working on something, a lot of things are coming to fruition and coming to culmination. So this is a really important month for a lot of you. What I'm also feeling is that I'm almost feeling like whoever that has been kind of doing some dealings behind the scenes, and they're not doing it like in a open and honest manner. They have questionable loyalties, ethics, and things like that. All of those things are coming to light, so you want to be especially careful that that's not you. I feel like it's a something else happening with people around you, you know, like questionable loyalties. And I feel like it might be on the work front, okay, like unscrupulousness on the work front, doing things that they're not supposed to on the work front, sneaky behavior. And I also like feel like misrepresenting themselves in the work environment. What I'm also feeling is I almost sense like I feel like this spiritual, it's a renewal in faith, renewal in spirituality, and that can also come in as religion as well. Finding the anchor, finding the rock, finding a foundation in what we believe, what we know to be true, as well as getting some validation and some confirmation for the things that we've always had. Our intuition was really, you know, like nagging us about, and finally we're getting some type of confirmation. So this is a very big month for you. If you've been waiting for something to come in, and for something to like finalize, and for you to be able to like know which direction you need to go with a specific thing in your life, I do feel that information's coming through so that you can decide, do I cut my losses or do I move on with this, and do I push forward and do I get the results? So some really beautiful energy coming through that is going to culminate in a meaningful way, okay? On the other hand, what I do sense is like a new emotional connection that you're able to form with another person. And I do sense that the new emotional connection, it's like I feel like it might have been something like on this level, and then it's like bursting forth. So I don't even sense like you're take some of you could very well be taking the relationship to the next level, but what I'm feeling is like seeing somebody in a new light. So before, they might have been a friend, they might have been a colleague, they might have been, you know, your subordinate or your supervisor. You saw them in a different way, and now you're seeing them in a brand new way. They've done some transformation in themselves, or it could just be, you know, opportunities to reconnect, to talk to one another outside of in a more emotional way, is allowing you to see somebody in a new light, okay? And I feel like it's somebody new. It's not somebody that you've dated, but I feel like it's seeing the potential in another person and seeing it in a new light, okay? And I feel like for a lot of you that might be on the romantic front. So I'm going to pull out another card here because we do have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Let's see what's going on. Okay, so let me put these right here, and then we'll go over your spread. So I do feel like big emotional rewards. And I do sense this energy for this month, honestly, it's a little bit difficult. It's like a lot of this waviness, you know, ups and downs. But I do feel like by the end of the month, you're going to be like, I'm glad that happened. Because there's a lot of information coming through for you. And I feel that it's forcing you to... it's forcing you to move ahead. So if you found that things have been stagnating, this is the month in which, you know, things are being accelerated and pushed along, okay? So whatever that means for you guys, it's going to play out differently. But either way, it's kind of like it's kind of like a similar energy to the Virgo, you know, enough's enough. What am I doing here? What is it? What is my end goal here? And what am I trying to achieve? And I feel that it's forcing you to push forward with something. So if you've been sitting on the sidelines, hesitating, I do sense that you're starting to see the forest for the trees, and you're starting to see this path clearing up for you so that you know how to proceed forward with something, okay? So let's talk about your work and finances. We do have the Eight of Pentacles as well as the Seven of Cups. The Eight of Pentacles, I feel like this is like sending out resumes, perfecting your resume, adding in your most recent work title, job title, so that you can send it out to potential employers. And I do feel a lot of options are opening up for you. A lot of you might be contemplating, you know, a career change. You have a lot of experience under your belt, possibly in the same sector, where the job duties were like pretty monotonous. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're looking for a change in scenery. You're looking for something that is appealing a little bit more to your heart level. So I feel like financially you're in a good space, but I do sense emotionally you might want to expand to a different industry, to a different a different company even, or just, you know, like doing a 180, fantasizing about that ideal job and thinking about realistically how you're going to be able to get there based on the work experience that you have under your belt so far, and what you can do to increase your odds of attaining like this you know, really big job. A lot of you are trying to get you know, like your credentials. Like I feel additional training comes to mind. I feel like taking some type of credit in order to get license, or even renewing your license by attending seminars, by going to workshops and doing something in order to get your license. And I feel almost like there might be a little bit of a time crunch. I feel that this is going to be a really, really big month for you. There's a lot of responsibilities, things that are like on the practical front that needs to be taken care of, like that needs to be filled in. A lot of logistical stuff has to happen in a very methodical, you know, like getting all your ducks lined up in a row so that you can achieve a really, really, really big emotional or even a financial reward. Okay, so you're in the process, and I feel like you're more than halfway there. There are only a few things left that you need to do, and I feel that it's almost like the Eight of Pentacles is like, it's telling you, you know, two more nation point. Okay, so big, I feel like big financial rewards, and at least I see you branching out of your normal comfort zone in order to achieve something, to pursue something. And I feel job descriptions, job resumes and things like that, CVs being sent out, cover letters being perfected, things being like spell checked so that you can send it out. And I feel like in about 2 months time, the rewards will come in for you, okay, on the financial front. Now, in terms of health and yeah, I feel like this is more health because your financial situation looks very stable right now. So health, physical health as well as emotional health, okay? So let's talk about this situation first. We do have the Five of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles, when it comes to like on a foundational level, it indicates a spiritual lack, not having faith in ourselves, feeling this sense of low self-esteem, lack of self-confidence, and things like that. And I honestly feel that there might have been some type of a childhood or even something from the past where you felt like this, okay? And growing up in this type of an environment, I feel that you have to be very, very careful and cautious about spending. So a lot of you might be have held on or hoarded a lot of material things. So that means, you know, living very, very frugally so that you can save up a lot of money. And I feel like this is the month in which whatever you've been saving up, it might be, you might start to see, hey, there's a reason I've been doing this. I was compelled to do it all these years, and now I don't know why, but I feel like, you know, there's a reason why there is that I was doing it all these years. Like you felt like you were pushed to save up a lot of resources. And this is the month in which, you know, you might start to realize why you're doing this, okay? What I also feel is that this is a very, very karmic card. It indicates having some type of karmic relationship with another person, like two people who are kind of out in the cold. They've been through a lot of hardships in their own respective life. They understand where the other person is coming from, and they're going to ride it out through thick and thin. So I feel like this is a couples card. It's linked up with the star, so it indicates to me some type of a soul connection with another person. The stars, whenever it shows up as luminaries and tied in with a karmic card, Six of Pentacles or even the Five of Pentacles, it's basically like someone who is astrologically very aligned with us, okay? So I feel like you might have some type of a sun moon interchange. So for example, if you are a Taurus sun, they might be a Taurus moon. If you have like, Taurus rising, they might have a Taurus sun. So I feel like some type of a astrological interchange between the signs is in store. So they might even be an Aquarius. So, Aquarius, if you have like Aquarius sun, they might have Aquarius moon. If you have Aquarius moon, they might have some type of some type of a deep compatibility based on astrological placements between your chart, which indicates to me a very strong karmic connection in which you don't have to over explain yourself to the other person. They understand you on a very like telepathic level. Okay, so this is a really good indicator of meeting a soulmate, or if you haven't met your soulmate, there is an opportunity for this coming in, crossing paths with another person. And I feel like this is somebody who is going to stick by you through thick and thin. For a lot of you, it might be a mentor to help you streamline some work processes, to come in and give you some type of financial guidance. For others of you, it could be like a lot of healing, like a therapist, somebody that is giving you a lot of strength in order to weather a very tough situation. So that can also be like a mentorship, a spiritual soulmate. But in a way, I feel like it is a soulmate connection that you're solidifying or forming with another person, and it's very, very fruitful. The last thing that I want to emphasize with both of these cluster is that you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel is pretty much what I'm feeling. If you've been through like, the past 5 years, a lot of financial hardships, financial worries, or even having a very tumultuous, rocky relationship, because you both were trying to build up your foundation together, or you yourself were trying to build up your foundation. This is the month in which money comes in, so foundationally, financially, you're okay. And then emotionally, you're going to start to do a lot of healing. You're going to overcome a lot of past issues when it comes to your own sense of self-worth, your own sense of self-esteem, your own sense of like not having enough, not feeling abundant. I feel that you're going to get this massive outpouring of love and support from people around you, but also from the universe to tell you that, hey, you've actually, been through a lot, you push through it, and you're starting to see that, the dawn breaking or the light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like it's going to happen in in a very big way. So this is not like a major thing where, someone compliments you and you're just like, hey, I feel good. This is happening in a very deep soul level. You're getting some type of validation, confirmation, wish fulfillment, like, getting that big executive job with the executive salary. Something really big is happening for you guys. And I feel like especially if you've been putting in resumes and you've been like struggling financially, I feel like it's going to pan out for you guys in a really big way, okay? So congrats, Taurus. What I'm also sensing here is we do have some decisions that are coming through for you, and these are major, major, major life decisions. So first of all, let's talk about this, the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords is a situation where someone is like blindfolded, and they feel as if they don't have all the information that they need in order to make a decision. Their intuition is like screaming out, hey, you got to do this, or you want to avoid this. Your intuition has been telling you all along, like your intuition is telling you, you actually don't need to hold off on this decision. You know what you need to do. But I feel like there's a sense of like avoidance, avoiding change, avoiding like, oh, I don't think I'm good enough, because once again, that sense of self-doubt. I also feel like for a lot of you, Let me see here. I feel like for a lot of you, I'm sensing for a lot of you, this might be on the emotional front, okay? This might be on the emotional front. And I feel like if you are dealing with a situation where someone has like kept information hidden, and you realize there's something more to this story, but you were too afraid to ask, or you felt like, I don't really want to encroach upon their boundaries because I feel like when they're ready they'll talk to me. This is the month in which you're going to have some type of a breakthrough in which the other person works up the courage to tell you something, okay? And we also have the strength card, which indicates, it's a major arcana. It indicates inner outer strength, but it's also having the fortitude to really push through something. I definitely feel that you're dealing with someone, just for some of you, I feel like you're dealing with someone who's very seductive, who might have, like there's a sense of magic about them. Okay, so they might seem like too good to be true. And I feel like they make you a little like there's a sense of like manipulation. There's a sense of magic. There's a sense of like using glamour in order to to fool you into believing they are a certain way. And I feel like you're practical enough and you're a smart sign. And I feel that deep down you knew there was more to the story. And I feel like this is the month in which that is coming out, okay? Like that glamour is wearing off. You're seeing a situation realistically for what it is. And I feel that you're going to have to make a decision here. So I don't sense this information is coming to light for some of you until the last week of the month, and what you decide to do with it, I feel like it's a point of no return, okay? This information is being brought to light for a reason, and it's something that you have to know. So when something big like this comes out into the open, you are going to have to make a decision here. So it's not good for you to ignore, sweep it under the rug, pretend it didn't happen. I feel like like how you have a conversation with someone and they like slip up, right? And you're just like, wait, did they really do that? And then you wait, and then, it takes you like days or even weeks to bring up that conversation, to approach that person with that conversation. And then they try to tell you, hey, that was like weeks ago. I don't remember what I said. So I feel like someone is slipping up around you, and you knew it was going to happen. Someone is slipping up. Whenever that moment happens, just confront them right away, because I feel like you had inkling about something and you were trying to, it has been a perplexing thing. And I feel that you're getting some help here to clear up this situation, because I feel like it's telling you, once again, it's a deep, deep rooted month for spiritual awakening, for renewal in faith, and for renewal in religion, in spirituality. So you're getting some type of validation, some type of confirmation that, you need to know something. And when it comes in, that's your confirmation, that's your validation, okay? So don't sit too long with the information, because I feel like the spiritual insight might go away. But I feel like someone is like seducing you, someone is like giving you this rose, painting you this beautiful picture, and it's not what it seems. So be very careful about being manipulated or taken in by a pretty face, is what I'm feeling. Someone is working their magic, their glamour. What you see is not what you get, and you know this, you've like felt this all along, and you were looking for validation, okay? In terms of what's coming in, travel and movement, we do have the Chariot and the Justice card. Speeding tickets, this combination is not good for moving about, like moving violations, okay? Justice and the Chariot. The Chariot traditionally deals with like a mode of transportation. So these cards are created long ago, before the advent of, the locomotive and the cars and things like that. So it deals with, in our modern days, just, the vehicle issues. So be really careful about law enforcement and having to pay money out to a court system, so speeding tickets, driving under the influence, be very, very careful about that. Taurus, be very, very careful. So it usually happens a lot when Mercury's in retrograde. So just be careful about moving violation tickets and things like that, okay? A lot of you might have to handle some type of vehicle transferring vehicle to a different person, transferring titles, transferring registration, adding another insurance policy on a vehicle, or even adding another name. I feel something related to the vehicle, either like via tickets or via policy. Okay, so adding another person, changing it out, changing titles. So all of these things are coming in. The other way in which this can happen for you guys is that I feel like if you are dealing with some type of a divorce issue, there's going to be some forward momentum and progression happening with this. And I do feel it's going to close out. It's going to get streamlined. Things will be accelerated so that you're not going to be on hold anymore. Okay, so I feel like if you're dealing with divorce situation, you're dropping a huge baggage and you're going to be able to move on past this situation. And likewise, I feel like if you have been trying, I'm sensing like trying to get married, trying to move in together, trying to add another person into your life in a I guess like in a lawful manner, because the justice deals with, you know, the judicial system as well. That's coming in, and the roadblocks are going to clear up so that you can move ahead with this situation. Okay. The Chariot also indicates a big, big win. So I do feel contracts and things like that being signed overall. And I feel like consulting people for legal advice, or you might be sought out for some type of property advice. And there will be, you know, official contracts that are coming through with this as well. Now, in terms of your advice here, we do have the Seven of Pentacles. Let's talk about this first. The Seven of Pentacles is a card about reassessment, okay? Assessing a situation to see how we want to proceed. It's also assessing a situation to see how it's going to fit into our lives, okay? So you're going to have to shuffle some things around in order to make, to fit in another thing in your life. It's like rearranging the pieces, rearranging furniture, rearranging the house, even decorating the house. And it's like managing things, playing almost like playing Tetris, where you are rearranging stuff in order to fit more stuff in. That's the first message I'm getting. This is also a card where we are waiting for something to come to fruition. And for some of you, if it has been something that was very problematic, something very, very trying, and especially if it deals with some unhealthy cord of attachment between you and another person, I feel that you are going to have to leave this situation behind for good, okay? If you are dealing with an air sign, specifically Aquarius, Gemini, and Libra, that you have been linked up with in a marital type of a situation, and you've been having some problems, and you were like, either separated or dealing with some type of a legal proceeding, I definitely feel this situation is going to come to an end, especially if it pertains to that environment. And you're going to be able to break free from this bond of attachment so that you can move forward and pursue other areas of your life. But I do feel waiting for something to culminate, to come to fruition, so that you can drop your load and to move forward, okay? So a lot of things are happening for this month, and I do feel that forward progression is kind of like the point of no return. Forward progression and things like that. If you are specifically dealing with like extracting yourself from a previous marriage, or even like getting married to another person, I do feel like more, you know, law stuff and things like that, that needs to be finalized, that needs to be tied up. But aside from that, everything else looks very stable, and I don't sense that it requires a lot of effort from your end. I feel like it's just telling you, here's what you need to know, make a decision. That's pretty much what I'm feeling. So I don't feel like you're gonna have to like I don't sense that you're gonna have to get your hands dirty, exert a lot of energy. It's just more like, here's what you need to know, and you need to make a decision, and you need to decide on a course and a direction that you need to go. So it's a very satisfying type of energy coming through for this month, in which something is being put to an end so that something else can emerge. So overall energy, okay, your challenge, what's coming in for Okay, I'm gonna give you 6 here. They want to give you 6, Taurus. It's yeah, it's very like relationship, legal issues oriented with between you and another person is what I'm feeling. So this is gonna serve as a clarifier for that card. And we're gonna look at your advice. 3 cards. Okay. I'm going to keep these uncovered to be less distracted, and then we'll go into your reading, okay? So your overall energy here, we do have the Page of Coins as well as the Justice card. The Justice card is in the reverse position, so I definitely see some type of financial situation that is not balanced out, okay? So this is coming in as like some type of financial worries even, or financial instability reflected in your relationship and affecting the relationship. So give and take in a relationship is very, very, it needs to be balanced out. It's coming up for review because it's showing to be somewhat unhealthy, somewhat unbalanced. And I do feel financial considerations as well. So both of these are their overall energy. You're dealing with new people that, you know, especially if you're trying to date again, I do feel that there might be a situation where you're separated or you're going through the divorce proceeding, but you're not cleanly extracted, and it's going to hinder your ability to date, okay? Because you have some lingering financial concerns that you have with an existing or even a previous relationship partner. The other aspect related to this as well is joining assets with another person. So taking the relationship to the next level, living together, doing so enthusiastically and joining together. And as a result, you're going to have to navigate the ways in which you can work with the other person, or you and the other person can work together as a unit. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done, but I do feel it's overall like very positive. What's coming through for others of you who are single is that in the challenge position, we have the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands is someone who has been very, very battle scarred, and their heart chakra is open. They know what they want, and they know especially what they don't want. So I feel, especially for those of you who are single, you're afraid to get hurt again, but I feel like you're still keeping yourself open to new relationships and to dating. So this is very, very positive. For others of you, it's kind of like struggling another day, not giving up, fighting for a relationship, moving forward. And I feel for a lot of you, you might do it because of the negative stigma associated with, whoa, I don't want to get a divorce. I'm going to be considered a divorcee, and it's going to reflect badly upon my ability to commit. So I feel like that's what's coming through. And you don't want to fight for this relationship anymore. I do sense that, especially if it deals with like legal issues. And a lot of you have been dealing with some legal issues with another person on the romantic front, and you just really want it to end. You just want to get it done and over with and to move on. I'm sensing somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes, so be very, very careful. Your heart chakra is activated, and basically what that means is that I feel like you're looking at this situation through a very, very sentimental lens, and you're not seeing the reality for what it is, and that's showing up as a challenge. At the pit of your stomach, we do have the tree, and the tree indicates knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, right? And what I'm feeling is you're listening to your heart, and that's great and fine and all, but I feel that you're not looking at this situation realistically. I feel that you're swayed by your emotions. Someone might be coming in with an emotional appeal to make you stay, and I feel that they've really hurt you. They've really, really have been a big disappointing person in your life. They weren't there when you need them. That's the bottom line. And I feel like the tree, you know, people carve on trees for some reason. They carve their names, and you know, the trees take a lot of abuse, and I feel like that's what's happening here. I mean, he's missing one eye, and he's got a lot of scars like on his forehead as well. So you've been hurt in the past, and I feel like it's because you were operating from that space where you gave so much of yourself unsolicited and you got nothing back. So you're like, I feel that someone really took advantage of you and someone really hurt you, and you don't have the strength to fight for this relationship anymore. Nor should you. I feel like, you know, let them be gone. Let them walk away from your life, because I feel like they put you through a lot. So I feel like that's what's happening here. On the one hand, there's a lot of history involved, there's a lot of love, and there's a lot of emotions. But on the other hand, it's just not practical, because I feel like someone is, I keep getting the image, someone is pulling the wool over your eyes. Like they're playing on this glamour, but it's not real, and you're gonna realize it's not real. And um I feel the ninth and the 10th coming through very strongly for when this situation might reveal itself, okay? So that's your challenge here. Don't charge ahead too enthusiastically. Moderate your feelings. Use your head and your heart in order to make a decision. I feel like you're overly enthusiastic about something. It's like this shining thing that plops down into your on your lap into your life, and I feel like you're not heeding the warning signs. You're ignoring the red flags. You're emerging, and just be careful, okay? What's coming in here is the Knight of Coins. So this is the overall energy we're dealing with. The Knight of Coins is your energy, and this is like the slowest moving knight in the deck. And he's sitting there, he's observing, he's really not making a move. And it's mirroring the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is an offer for friendship, it's an offer for love. It's in the reverse position. So I feel like it's coming in a manner where, you know, someone is like overly aggressive. They're just like, I have to have you. And like on the first date, they might tell you like, I'm in love with you. So there's something here about somebody being emotionally unstable themselves, and you're just looking at this like, hey, we just met, you know, like it's like somebody who's very intense and they just push forward. And I feel there are definitely some issues regarding, you know, boundaries here, so be very careful. I also feel like for a lot of you, you're trying to, it's like a slow process to get yourself out there, to meet new people, to give people your love and your affection, because you have overcome like a lot of pain in the past and a lot of disappointment. You might also have still some sort of attachments that's preventing you from really trusting another person again. So I feel that's coming through, and I feel you have some solid offers, but I feel like you're taking a step back here. And honestly, I feel like your intuition is going to steer you in the right direction. So, you know, no worries here. But I definitely feel you know what you're doing, and you show up in the upright position. So I do sense the only trouble is, especially for new people who are trying to date again, keep yourself open, okay? Keep yourself open. And I feel that if they rush in too soon on the first date, they want to marry you, they're probably not emotionally stable. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, I don't sense a lot of emotional stability coming in from the external environment. What else is coming through here? We do have the Empress in the reverse as well as the Eight of Cups. The Empress in the reverse indicates like somebody that we have children with, okay? Like an ex-spouse, ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, even ex-husband. So somebody we have some type of children, some type of cord of attachment, lingering, you know, attachments with another person. And when they're showing up in the reverse position, it means it's somebody who is quite manipulative. And when it shows up reverse, I especially see this message coming in, especially for you people who are dating, like Taurus, people who are dating females, okay, like women in general. If you self-identify as a Taurian who is dating women, this message is especially pertinent. I feel like you're dealing with someone who's very seductive. And I kept getting this, and it's coming out again in the love reading. I feel like you're dealing with someone who's very seductive, who is very materialistic, who is using her charm and her ability to seduce to persuade you into doing something you're not supposed to. So be very, very careful. And I feel like you're not going to be budging, okay? Especially if those of you who are in a relationship and you're getting tempted from like a seductress, you're not going to budge. I feel you sitting back, and I feel like you looking at the situation like you're very flattered and you're very tempted, but I don't think you're going to budge. However, I feel for others of you, I feel like this person might be married. I do sense that. They might have another relationship running concurrently if they're involved with you. And the way you can identify this person is that I feel they're very, very seductive. Like they're very beautiful, very charming. I feel like a lot of curves with this person. And I feel like they exude a lot of like sensuality and sexuality, and just be very careful about this, okay? And I feel the message across extends for women too, but I feel like it's somebody who is um in a very, very negative sense, like using her charm, her beauty, her femininity in a very negative way. So that's what I'm feeling is happening here. And I feel like you might be falling for it, okay? Especially if you're dealing with this energy. And it's not going to apply to all, but I feel somebody is taken in by the glitz, the glamour, the charm, and the beauty of somebody else. And you're thinking like, oh, you know, it's just a one-time thing. It's just going to be fun and all. Make sure you know what you're doing. If that's all you want, then by all means go for it. But I feel like they have other engagement. They have another relationship, and they're pulling the wool over your eyes. They're not what they seem, okay? In the center of the spread here, we do have the Six of Wands, which basically means this situation is not going to lead anywhere. So pretty cut and dry, you know, like if you're dealing with someone like that and they're trying to bedazzle you, they're trying to lure you, and they're just like, hey, come here, the grass is greener. It's not going to work. It's not going to end well, and it is going to lead to a lot of disappointment. So be very careful about that, okay? Be careful of people bearing false promises. And I feel like they might come in pretending to be a friend, wanting to, you know, you to disclose, to trust them, wanting you to like tell them about your history and things like that. So it's like a sheep in wolf's a wolf in sheep's clothing. So just be careful, Taurus. In terms of your advice, we do have the Chariot card in the reverse position. So this is a card about self-discipline, okay? Harnessing your desires, harnessing your wants and your needs in order to come together in a fruitful way. So that means, you know, I want this, but I already have this, and I really should do this. So what do I do? Well, this is an inner conflict playing out, and you're going to have to do things in a very directed manner in order to get the outcome that you want. So really think about the end goal. Am I looking for a good time temporarily, or am I looking for some long-term commitment? So I feel like there will be opportunities for you guys. I do see a lot of temptation. I see a lot of people trying to seduce you, like physically trying to seduce you. They might just throw themselves at you. I do sense that. And if you're looking for fun, that's fine. Make sure it is consensual. Make sure the other person is aware. But if you're, I feel like the person you're dealing with has a partner, has a relationship. So it's not a good thing to wedge yourself in between other people who are in relationships, because it's going to reap a lot of, it's going to bring about a lot of blockages for yourself and for interference and things like that. So it's going to block your blessings. Just be careful. So it's basically saying like, you know, getting in between a couple, getting in between two people, just be very careful about what you're doing, okay? The other advice I'm seeing here is the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is a situation in which you're going to have to take a break and to recoup your strength, and to also reassess and potentially even move in a different direction altogether. There's something happening here in your love life, and I feel that, you know, you put yourself out there, your heart's on your sleeves, you're giving your love to somebody, and I do feel that they might take you for granted, and you're withdrawing from this situation, you're retreating so that you can get more clarity and more enlightenment, and I feel like this is a really smart thing for you to do here. You might go a different direction altogether, honestly. And it's corroborated here by the Seven of Swords, which is sneaky behavior being found out, okay? In the reverse position, a lot of you might be dealing with an air sign, an Aquarius, a Gemini, and Libra, just in this manner, but I feel like you're dealing with somebody who is very, very articulate. They misrepresent themselves. It might not even necessarily be an air sign, but I feel like they're just misrepresenting themselves, and they're going to be found out. Some information is coming to light regarding like you know, their overall marital status or something like that. So I definitely feel what you see is not what you get this month, and just to be very careful about who you're dealing with and who you're letting into your life. I'm going to pull out one card to see who we're dealing with here. So we have a lot of communication here, the Eight of Wands. So whoever you've been heavily communicating with, there's some type of information coming to light, okay? This is like heavy flirtatiousness, heavy emotional energy as well. Just, I feel like whoever you are conducting some type of a situation over a long distance, okay? I feel emotional distance, physical distance between you and another person, and that's what it comes up to me as, some communication that's not supposed to happen, or something that's not supposed to happen with a person over like vast distances. Reading, because I'm actually curious about this situation. So take care of yourself to then. If you like a private reading, please contact me at Temperate Star, or you can visit at gmail.com, or you can visit my website. The link is in the description box below. So I wish you all the best. Take care of yourself. Be careful about moving violations and things like that, okay? Bye-bye.